8 years ago, Midland, Texas gave George W. Bush a send-off as he went to the White House. Today, residents there welcomed him home. Mr. Bush and his family flew on a presidential jet, but it wasn't designated as Air Force One. That's only for sitting presidents. Also on board, his former communications director and now CBS News political analyst, Dan Bartlett. And Dan, can you describe this trip back to Midland? Hey, nice to see you. Was it bittersweet for the president?
It was a lot more sweet than bitter, Katie. It was kind of like a family reunion at 30,000 feet. The president was in great spirits. He walked around to every single person who was on the plane and spent individual time with each of them. And then later in the flight, there was a video that brought us back all the memories of all the great challenges and great moments we had in the last 8 years. His father and mother were there. There was a lot of emotion, but it was very joyous, as he's been saying the last few days. So it was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
Did he talk much about the election of Barack Obama? Because he was there, obviously, to witness his taking the oath of office.
He talked about having a front row seat to history and talked about how great it was, the pride of our country, for us to elect the first African-American and for him to be there for that inauguration. He really has a lot of respect for the institution, and he really enjoyed the whole moment. He enjoyed the drive up the Pennsylvania Avenue with the president-elect, now President Obama. They've shared a lot of laughs. They're very comfortable with each other. It's been a great day for him, and he's really had time to really think about it, reflect on the plane. And everybody, I think, obviously there's a big burden lifted off his shoulders, and the burden has now been placed on the new president's shoulders, but he really had a good time.
And how will the former president spend his post-presidency? Did he talk about that, Dan?
Well, he was laughing, saying, y'all, we were going to put me to work, and that, I'm just an old guy that kicked to the curb. So there's a lot of joking about it. He's going to focus, obviously, on writing his own book. There's a lot of history that was made during his presidency. He's going to have his own say about that. So focused a lot on his book right now and getting those thoughts down on paper. But today was a day of celebration.
I thought it was funny when you said earlier you needed to get an unlisted phone number because he was going to have a lot of free time on his hands.
We're all fearing it. I got a mountain bike for Christmas, so I'm going to have to get back in shape and get out on the trails with him.
All right. Well, Dan Bartlett, thanks so much for your insight and for sharing what happened aboard that plane on the way back to Midland, Texas today. Thank you, Dan.